This college basketball season has been unlike anything we've ever seen. As a reporter, the way that I film games to the way that I do the post-game press conference interviews, it's surely been different. But honestly, it goes much deeper than that for me. I see how these teams are struggling on a day-to-day basis. And that really sucks, because obviously we want to see college basketball the way that it's normally played. But coronavirus has certainly taken its toll on the sport. Our local coaches and players have tested positive for the virus, and games are getting canceled left and right. These statistics represent games scheduled for Gonzaga, Washington State, Eastern Washington, and Idaho men's and women's basketball programs. Out of those teams, 23 games played, 16 games listed as canceled, 3 postponed, and 1 rescheduled. 3 of our local teams have had more games canceled than they have played. Those are Gonzaga men's basketball, Idaho men's basketball, and Washington State women's basketball. With those statistics, it's crazy to think that the season started on November 25th. Washington State men's basketball was the first team in our area to tip off their season when they played Texas Southern. This has been a 16-day span. In those 16 days, 16 games canceled, 3 postponed, with no date set. The question becomes, is this model working? Washington State has a daily coronavirus testing policy, while other local teams don't. But even with daily testing, both Cougs teams have combined for 4 games played, 3 games postponed. Also, men's head coach Kyle Smith tested positive for coronavirus, and the women's team hasn't even played a game this season after coronavirus forced them to sit out. Then there are our teams without daily testing. Most notably, Gonzaga men's basketball paused team activities till December 14th after multiple cases in a 10-day span. Eastern Washington men's basketball rescheduled its season opener and then had to play against Washington State shorthanded as players were still in isolation due to coronavirus. The Eastern women's team canceled their season opener against Oregon State because their team was hit with coronavirus as well. Idaho women's basketball couldn't play its first 2 games of the season due to a limited roster as coronavirus sidelined some of the players and basically the team. To me, this college basketball season isn't working, and that's sad for me to say. A lot of hard work, a lot of canceled games. Frankly, I don't know if there is a model that would work without a vaccine, unless you put these teams in a bubble, which the NCAA has already said they're not going to do. It's just something to consider, as all these things have happened just barely 2 weeks into the college basketball season. I'm Karthik Venkatraman, Krem 2 Sports.